Hey everybody, it's Abby Glassenberg at Craft Industry Alliance. I hope you are doing well. We are doing our member spotlight on a different day and at a different time this week, but we are super excited about it. And we're going to be talking with photographer Gale Zucker. Gale is someone that I've known for a long time now. She is someone who has a ton of experience photographing people and fiber. She takes lots of photos for knitting books, for pattern companies, and she's actually now moving into other sorts of fiber, including quilts, and is very excited. And we are helping to provide headshots with Gale at Quilt Market, which is coming up. And that's why we're going to talk to Gale today. Hey, Gale, how are you?
Hi, Abby. I'm good. Good to see you. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yes.
Okay. The audio is a little crackly on my end, so I hope if it's working for
Okay.
you, it's working
It's
for me.
working. Sounds good on my end. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it stays
Yeah.
good. So good to see you. I was just giving a little summary of your background.
hmm
And I noticed that recently you have started photographing quilts or sort of learning about sort of the quilt side of the industry. So tell us a little bit about your background and then about that new sort of area.
Sure. I've been a professional photographer my whole career, and I started out as a photojournalist. So really, because I was really drawn to it because of the storytelling power of photography, and this was like when I was in college. I went from whatever it was I was studying to journalism, photojournalism, and I worked that way for a long time, and it slowly morphed into commercial photography. Um, and I've always been a maker, although um, my main making has been around wool and knitting and crochet, although I'm a sewist as well. I've never been a quilter, and I love textiles and fabric of any kind. So from time to time, I've had quilters hire me to do work for them, or companies that do fabric, and their main clients or our quilters. So, anyways, one thing leads to another, and I was invited to teach at the International Quilt Market at Houston, and I teach, as you know, Abby, I teach photography for makers, iPhone photography or smartphone photography for makers at trade shows or to business groups often. So I was invited to come to Quilt Market, and that sort of threw me into this whole mega, mega, mega world of quilting that I didn't know that much about, and I am totally enjoying delving in.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're excited to be partnering with you for some special opportunities at Quilt Market. We will be there. We don't have a booth, but we will be walking the show and we'll be hosting along with H&H America's a little evening cocktail event at the Rustic,
Mm-hmm.
which is a restaurant nearby. And then we're also hosting some headshot photography opportunities with you. So tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that and maybe also about the importance of having a professional headshot.
Sure, sure. So a few years ago, I started having clients, designers, usually indie designers or indie makers, ask me if, along with photographing their brand or their business, if I would also do a new headshot for them. And it sort of drew attention to the fact that a lot of people who are makers they pay enormous amount of attention to the beauty and the quality of their product. And they rely on sale or online presences and social media presences to market themselves, but then when it comes to their own headshot, it's like an afterthought. Like sometimes it's a repurposed one from maybe another job that might have been in the more corporate sector. Sometimes it's a family shot that is sort of cropped in, or it's something that's way out of date, and it's like subtly obvious because of glasses, hairstyle, collar style, anything. So um, I shoot people. I love shooting people, and I realized that the headshot is a great opportunity to put a lot of information that's storytelling or narrative in it to give yourself a little push. And I think also people who are buying from makers want to know who the person Like they want to feel like they're supporting someone they might like to be friends with. Like it's personal. There's a person behind it. So I will be. So you enabled me to do this at H&H for the last 2 years, and we've
Yes.
done. I think we've done. I don't even know. Probably 50 makers have beautiful fresh headshots because of that, and they've been well received. So we're doing that at Quilt Market with your support again. And I have a room. It's 360E in the convention center in Houston during portions of all 3 days of Quilt Market. And people need to sign up in advance. And we do a sort of a custom photo session. You choose which background or which two backgrounds you want. I'm really encouraging quilters to bring their own maybe quilts or fabric or whatever they want to hang up as a background. And we'll do headshots. And I don't know if I can turn the phone around. I mean, I can show some of the ones we did at H&H.
Yeah, you might
Can
be
I?
able to. I don't know. Let's give it a try.
Okay, I put. Oh, can you turn the phone around while I'm? Can I turn? Oh, I can.
I don't know.
Okay. Yep.
There you go.
So, there, I just put them on my laptop.
Yeah.
So these are some of the examples of the kind of headshots we do, and most of these were made at H&H. So that person's at Sandra Raby. She's a sewist. Somebody who does a lot of obviously uses painting on textiles as her medium. This is Carolina Moore and her customized blinged. I don't know if you can see. It's her bling sewing machine. That's her trademark. So sort of choosing backgrounds and poses and holding materials that give a sense of what your personality is like and what it is you make or do or offer in the marketplace. Is sort of the point of the whole thing. I'm going to turn this back around to me now because it's whoop. Okay, there we are. That works?
No, that's helpful to see, and I think gives people sort of a sense of what to expect, and that it's not going to be kind of like school photos where there's some sort of like background and everyone's is the same for the yearbook. Like, no, this is going to be something that can be customized to you and show off your personality. A little bit about what you make and who you are. And I also think it's really nice to come, if you're going to come to the trade show, to make the most of it. That's what I always say. Like, you're paying a whole bunch of money. You might have to fly. You might have to stay in a hotel, eat meals out. There's a lot of sacrifice. Maybe leave your family, leave your shop if you're a shop owner. So if you're going to make that investment, then I feel like do it up. You know what I mean? Like, take the class that you want to take, make all the meetings that you want to make, go to the dinners that you want to go to. And, getting a headshot while you're there is a way to make them, you get to interact with Gale, who's like the premier photographer. So why don't take advantage of that experience while you're there, and really get your headshot done by somebody who understands our industry, who understands what you make and understands who you are and what it is that you need when it comes to a headshot. So you're not explaining to somebody who might be a great photographer but just doesn't get what it is that we do.
That was so well put, Abby. Thank you. Exactly. That's
why I
the whole.
Partner with you, because I totally think this is a great idea.
Yep, I'm with you. I think it's a win-win, and I love meeting everybody too. Someone said to me recently, I know why you do the headshots. It's because you get to meet everybody and you get to know all these really interesting makers. It must be so much fun. And I was like, yeah, it is. Because each session's about 20 minutes, and we sort of, you come. I encourage people to bring props, bring a couple of shirts, or if there's other accessories you like a hat or a scarf or whatever, and we figure out which backdrops you might want. A lot of people choose to be photographed on two, and that way you have two different kinds of headshots, which can be useful because sometimes there's situations where you want one that's a little more quiet and one that's a little more personality.
Yeah.
And then I bring lighting, and believe me, I like to make everyone look their best. So it's flattering lighting, and I would always want to be seen in the best light myself. So I do that for others. And after the shoot, each subject reviews the images on a laptop that's in the room with my assistant, and selects which two or more they'd like to have as their final product. And we give it a little retouch and email it to you about a week after the event, probably 10 days in the case of Houston. But, it's lightly retouched. Your face isn't melted like a Barbie doll. And you also don't look like one of those there are big commercial studios where everyone comes out looking exactly the same, like you referred to. It's not like that. You look like yourself, but just like, like a nice, on a really excellent day.
Yeah,
That's sort of our goal.
how we all want to
Yeah.
look. And that's awesome. And I have to say, like, so I have a podcast through Craft Industry Alliance, and we also hire a lot of presenters, webinar presenters. And so I can't tell you the number of times that I send an email to somebody to say, here's what I need in order to market X, Y, and Z. Please send me a brief bio and a headshot. So if you are going to be a guest on a podcast, you're going to be doing a virtual presentation for a guild. I mean, are writing an article. We ask all of our authors for headshots. I mean, I ask people for headshots probably every single day.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get hired in a lot of different ways, if you're going to design fabric for a fabric company, you're going to need a headshot for their website. So once you have these and you have the file, the number of times you're going to have to attach and send that to somebody somewhere. Plus, you can update your LinkedIn, you can update your Facebook, Facebook page, your Facebook group, all of that stuff.
Yep.
So they are really useful
Yep.
and worth the investment. So tell us a little bit about pricing and how payment works and how you can book in advance.
Oh, sure. So you really need to book in advance because it's definitely not a walk-in situation, and I want to give everybody my full attention in a calm way.
Right.
So if you go to the Craft Industry you'll probably put the link here somewhere.
I will. I'll grab that link and put it in the comment at least below this.
That would be great. And then the alternative way to get to that same link is you can go to my website, which is gzucker.com/headshots.
Okay.
It's not my main page it's a hidden page. So it's gzucker.com/headshots.
Got it.
And you sign up. It's very easy. You pay in advance. It's $180, and that includes your session.
Which is a great deal.
Oh, it's a great deal. I would not, if you called me on the phone and said I'd like to have a headshot made, you're not getting that price.
Not 180. No, that's a really good deal.
I actually don't do single headshots. It's not really sustainable for my business. I do get hired often by organizations to come in and do, a day of headshots.
Right.
Or
it
groups,
works if you're doing them one after another. Yeah.
Right. And it's because of the time we put into the lighting and the care and the whole.
You have an assistant. You have an assistant who comes with you to help with all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's $180, which is a fantastic price, and then you get and included in that is your sitting, your choice of backgrounds, all the things that are particular to you, my undivided attention, and we're in a room, so you're not on display in a public place, which is kind of yucky.
Yeah.
And then you get to choose 2 images that will be your final custom retouched images. You have the option at that point to purchase more. I mean, sometimes people want more. They want some that have different expressions or whatever. I mean, everyone's business has different needs. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. But right now, I think the time slots in Houston are about half sold out. So certain parts of certain days are pretty full, and other ones there's plenty of room. And if anyone's a vendor or a teacher who has a lot of commitments in Houston and needs a different time, you can just message me and I will custom arrange something for you. I understand that there's a lot of obligations once you get to a show like that.
Yeah, it is, and it gets busy, and it's hard to get away.
Yep.
Even, believe it or not, even for a 20-minute time slot sometimes, depending on what your role is while you're at the show. So that's really nice to be flexible. So, okay, if you are coming to Houston, we can't wait to meet you and say hello to you. Please come by the Rustic on Saturday evening and have a drink and chat with us. And also, please book your headshot with Gale. Make the most of your trip. You will be glad. You'll thank yourself later that you took the time and made the small financial investment in comparison to what you might pay otherwise to get this done for yourself and for your business. So use your time wisely. That's what I say.
All good advice.
Yeah.
Good advice. I'm so looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm going to be at the Rustic as well. So
awesome.
If you're nervous about having a headshot and you want to talk to me in person first, and you want to take a chance of waiting, that there's a time slot that works for you. You could meet me on Saturday night and then book something on Sunday or Monday. But I will say that at H&H for the past 2 years, we completely sold out before the event, the headshot. We sold out headshot slots before the event started. So don't wait too long.
Yeah, no, better to do it in advance too. And then the other thing is we all, like, I'm booking meetings now for the show, and very quickly your schedule gets full, and then you don't end up having enough time. So better to sort of plan everything in advance. That's what
I will agree. I will agree with that. Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Gale, thanks for telling us about this and doing this with us. We look forward to seeing everybody in Houston, and I will go grab that link. You might have to copy and paste it below, but at least it will be there, and you can book your headshot.
Yep. And if for any reason there's a problem, you can DM me or Abby, and we can can connect you. That would work also, because sometimes the long URL can be really frustrating.
It can be frustrating. I hate Instagram captions. So, DM us. We'll make sure you got that link and get you all squared away.
Yes. Thanks. Great talking to you, Abby. I'll see you in Houston.
Yeah, see you soon. Okay, bye.